In our recent videos, we've talked a lot about theology, but today I want to share my heart. I want to share the story of my daughter, a daughter I was told I could never have. 1 Samuel chapter 1 verse 27 says, "I prayed for this child, and the Lord has granted me what I asked of him." She is a genuine miracle, but her story is also about how God fiercely protected us from a system we were never meant for. Before I share this, I want to be completely transparent. I am not an official theologian, and my relationship with God doesn't take place inside the traditional walls of a church. I am simply a mother with a deep love for Christ, sharing my personal testimony. When I was pregnant, I was in a very dark place spiritually. I had taken the Shahada, I was living within Islam, and during that time, I began seeing a dark female shadow following me. I felt in my spirit that she wanted my unborn baby. At the time, I had absolutely no idea what it was, but I later learned that Islamic tradition actually has a name for this exact entity. She is known as al-Subyan, a female demon believed to stalk pregnant women and try to harm the child. I hadn't read about her, I was living it. The Bible also warns us in Ephesians chapter 6 that our struggle is against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. I was experiencing that warfare firsthand. I was being hunted. One day I felt something physically trying to pull me down the stairs. I grabbed the railing, pulled myself back, and in that moment of absolute terror, I cried out to God. I prayed the Lord's Prayer, and I begged Our Lady of Fatima to protect my child. Psalm 18 verse 16 perfectly describes that moment. He reached down from on high and took hold of me. He drew me out of deep waters. He rescued me from my powerful enemy. Even though I had betrayed God by taking the Shahada, I had never stopped believing that Jesus died on the cross. That tiny mustard seed of faith was still there, and God met me with love. Originally, we were planning to name the baby Amina, but after that day on the stairs, I convinced her father to change it. We named her Fatima Marie. Marie is my middle name, so to him it seemed natural, but to me it was a secret plea. Mary, Mary, a cry for help from one mother to another. Her father is a good man by Islamic standards. He loves her. He provides his $52 a week in child support, and he tries to bond with her. He wanted her raised Islamically. But God gave her two distinct traits that acted as a shield. 1 Corinthians chapter 1 tells us that God chooses the weak things of the world to shame the strong. In traditional Islamic texts, like the rules for the Aqiqah birth sacrifice, a girl is valued at half of a boy, requiring only one lamb instead of two. Because she was just a girl, the drive to fight me to raise her as a traditional Muslim wasn't as fierce. And second, God blessed her with autism. Being autistic meant the rigid sensory demands of the hijab, the strictness of Ramadan, and the crowded mosques were simply impossible for her. Most importantly, her neurodivergence made her completely incompatible with the strict domestic compliance demanded in a traditional Islamic marriage. Her autism was God's built-in armor. My husband Bob and I know exactly what is at stake. Because I left Islam under Sharia, I am considered an apostate. My marriage to Bob would be considered invalid. Furthermore, as an apostate mother, the system would strip me of all custody rights to Fatima Marie to ensure she was raised strictly in Islam. In my mind, I can still see Jesus with his arms wrapped tightly around us. 16 years have come and gone since that day on the stairs. I have never seen that shadow again. I was saved, and my child was saved in so many ways. How could I not believe in Jesus after all of that? That is why I speak out. I've dedicated my life to fighting the ideology of Islam through the trust and love of Christ. But I want to be very clear. Just because I believe the system is untrue does not mean I believe Muslims are bad people. My goal is to bring our brothers and sisters back to Christ. We are called to love each other just as Jesus taught us. Thank you for letting me share Fatima Marie's story with you. God bless.